Hello. This is Verbal Autobiography, formerly on. Oh, that's my dinner alarm. Formerly on Instagram Live, not anymore. I feel. I think I have a bad luck for like social media sites that I've liked. Um, I went the majority of my 20s not really fucking with social media, which is insane for 20s, but like I was in relationships that were if I was even I did they were codependent highly, and like I take as much responsibility for that as is possible for one person to take in a codependent like relationship. I did everything to make them so. Um and so man, I don't know, like sometimes it's crazy. The years can just blink by in certain situations. Um, but I'm saying this because I was just on Reddit, and what I read on Reddit was Instagram, and I don't really. I mean, like I barely. I was like, oh no shit, I gotta get ready because I got stuff to do. Going to ZooCast. Hell yeah, ZooCast. It's one of my favorite Saturday. Anytime there's a Saturday mic, sick, and it's not outside, which is also sick. No, there's a great smoke area outside, and there will be weed smoked. I'm bringing 3 joints. I don't know if I'll smoke all. And if I do, I share. 2 lighters, 3 joints. Um, that for some reason, I guess, like, I don't know if this is all Instagram things, but like they're getting rid of the following hashtags or being able to use hashtags to find stuff that you want. I just would hate for things to go for Instagram, even if they blocked me. It's just because, like, I've maybe shared this before. Sometimes when I'm feeling sad, I actually like to scroll through my own Instagram, and I remember all the dope times I've had, and the dope moments, the dope people I know, the dope outfits I've worn, all my dope OOTDs. Like, uh, it will literally bring me out of a funk. I will say MySpace didn't necessarily do this, but MySpace did almost like if MySpace hadn't gotten phased out, I probably would be like supreme video editor right now, just like coding shit. Because I would spend a while crafting my MySpace. Um, and then actually my 20s, what I did a lot of was mod games, but modding games is pretty easy. Like usually what I would do is just find like I had not much else going on. Like I either was getting bad grades in college or I don't know, like okay, well this is verbal autobiography. I was getting bad grades in college, so I got ADD medication, and then all of a sudden I was graduating with a cord, try to hang myself with it, but your girl's not a Boy Scout, could not tie that knot. Especially when I tried it sober, I will say the human wants to live, and hanging is a very not natural thing for someone to do. Um, and I don't, the way I was skinnier then, and the way I had it set up was it wouldn't be like I'm jumping off of something, but I'm not going to go into detail because you're not supposed to. But it was with a door and a little bit hanging up, and I just was really banking on having a very thin neck. I had just gotten under like 80 pounds. I was like 79 pounds. I was like, perfect. That's going to be perfect. Let me just maintain this. Um, but the plan I had like on the calendar was let up. But if I was a bad not tire sober, I am worse unsober. And in my practicing before the day of, I did realize that no matter how hard I tried, I like would need to be some sort of fucked up to do it. On that note, thank you guys for living and for loving. That's why we're here. We're gonna keep on doing it because now you know. Now you know you're supposed to. Now I know too much. Not that, like, you're not. It's good to know. It's good to know. It's good to know the purpose. It, it doesn't make feeling easier always. It doesn't make, like, the emotions that feels easier. But, um, to be in tune with the purpose is good. Though I will say, I'm like most depressed. I'm like, I don't necessarily want to go out and love people. But that's because, again, like the struggling with loving myself, and the purpose is to love. And I don't mean like you fucking martyr yourself. You're not the Messiah, okay? Like we're not the fucking savior. Like we're just the creation. Like we're here to learn to, one of the ways you show love, I think, to the creator is by loving yourself, because the creator created you and the creator thinks you're most dope. Sometimes I think I would have rather just died than get to know so much. Nah, it's I do get a little bit worried sometimes I'm going to be here a long time. Sometimes I don't know for sure. There's actually sometimes I'm like I'm going to be a crazy old little lady. But then I have had continual good brought into my life. Where I was then, I am not now. Wow, am I not now? I have seen like where, well, I will. I don't want to say I will never not see. Um, it takes sometimes the best of my efforts and energy to see within me, not the thousands of things I would have created better with me, but like where the creator was fucking going when it, Splat, whatever, knit together me. I can't even fucking knit. But I can love. I struggle with loving myself, but I can love. And sometimes there is like I think we are supposed to have good things, but we're not ever supposed, like I think sometimes it's like a be like, oh yeah, I have a cute sense of style, or I like my sense of style. It doesn't mean that like clothing is more than the creator, even that I am my clothing. I'm better even than it. Like I'd be whatever I am. I don't know, deep shit. I've been taking shits and reading Reddit. All right, but this is Verbal Autobiography, and this is a very special episode because this is the first episode where I am answering a question that is not my babble. So my first time I get to acknowledge one of the dope watchers. I did get asked one question, but I wasn't. I thought it was a rhetorical question. I got asked 2 question marks. I saw 2 question marks, and one I think was rhetorical, so I didn't answer that one. But the one I know for sure was a question, I also messaged them back and let them know it would be this episode, because I had already filmed the one that I had yet to post at that point. All right, so verbal autobiography. Oh boy, it's Saturday. I'm showing off a little bit of my burn today. It's got the hydrocolloid or something patch on it. So it looks actually a lot grosser than, it looks almost like kind of yellowy, but that's the hydrocolloid, like fake skin thing. Someone did recommend that. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, people that tune into verbal autobiography. You make my life better. You deserve to be verbal autobiography. My last will and testament. Am I doing this right? I am. It's just a mess. All right, so this is from Tave8518. He said, my girlfriend and I broke up, and I still have to see her at school functions. And how would you go about making things not awkward? Oh man, and I like got so excited for this, and then like just I'm gonna preface like I don't know the answers to anything, and I'm going to do a lot of sharing from my own experience, because that's kind of like sometimes the best way I can, like, because of, like, always, like, put salt on my advice. Like, always take any advice I give with a grain of salt. I struggle to take my own advice, not even saying it's good, but, like, put salt on it. I have my heater on, but it's like almost warm. Because I also didn't shower that long ago and I'm still feeling the hot from the shower. I lost you guys for a second. That was the alarm. As I went to switch it, it switched off everything. The video will automatically stop if I bring up any other app. That's why I wrote down the question. So I think I'm going to start the way I'm going to do like verbal autobiography questions. I'm going to start by giving my life experience with things like this, and then do my best to because we're figuring this all out together, to be honest. We're all figuring this existing shit out together. There's no hard rules of thumb. Like, what did you do? How did it work for you? So I didn't get my first boyfriend until high school, unless you count one time for one day of middle school. That was just yeah, we're not counting that. Okay, so that is one thing. I always do consider for me to consider someone to be my actual boyfriend. We have to have had, and I only have ever had boyfriends because I am cis. I've said that before. I appreciate the beauty of women, though. Sometimes I think we are the ones that put in more effort to be attractive. I can really empathize with the amount of work that goes into it. And also just some of the most incredible, because many people have actually been absolutely closest to have been females. So it's it is a different type of love, but I still love just because there are so many things I love that I don't want to have sex with. So many things, so many people, so many things. So I'm coming from that perspective again, being cis. So I always consider a boyfriend has to be, at one point, it was asked, do you want to go steady, or do you want to be my girlfriend? And it was communicated, yes, I do. And we had to have had sex. So all of those things for me to consider it a actual boyfriend. And so I didn't get my first one of those until my so we're we still live together, and they said they were my boyfriend. It wouldn't have been until my junior year of high school. Yeah, hell yeah. Where was it? Yeah. And he was not someone who went to my high school. I did actually meet him through someone I went to high school with, but it was yeah, shout out Matt Chesterman. Right, then I also ran into that same dude that hooked me up with my first boyfriend, for a friend from, it was like a friend, yeah, like a friend I had for high school. He was like a mall security guy. I was at a mall, and I was like, oh shit, for 1 second I was scared. I was like, why is the mall cop gonna talk to me? And I was like, oh shit, no, it's the guy from my, hell yeah. But that wasn't any issues. He wasn't even that close. I think it was just he was I don't know. If you have any cute girls that go to your school, they didn't know each other as well. Basically, I never had to run into that dude if I didn't want to, more or less. We didn't go to high school together. And then I actually never dated anyone from my high school because I was in a private high school and it wasn't very big. And so that means there was more limited selection. And I definitely was pretty weird. And even trying to hide it, I think I was pretty weird. However, outside of my school, where there was a more diverse selection, I had better opportunities and met people who I was more their taste. But then this did mean that I didn't have to have that issue of basically, if I didn't want to run into them, I knew where to go to not run into them. It wasn't like we were going. It's actually funny, though, now is that my second high school boyfriend, the one I had my senior year, works with my best friend's husband. Which is a job that because we then dated again and we're engaged. He was the one that I said my high school boyfriend, who then later I was engaged to, was the second one from senior year. Shout out to him too. Make that money, dude. I like he deserves a most dope life, as we all do. Just because romantic relationships didn't suit us as people doesn't mean that anyone is less than most dope created. However, so because this actually went so well for me, because I had a friend who went through a very painful breakup and had to like go to school, like it was like basically get the confirmation of it or like get the bad news of it on like a fucking Tuesday and then go right back into fucking high school, like almost like oh you'll like it gets better, it really does. It gets better, adults get better. It like right away in college too, I will say. I remember like my freshman year of community college, which I guess you could say was basically almost a repeat of high school because I did not place really well in any of those placement classes. I did a lot of remedial stuff. I also was super fucking like uh hungover when I took my placement thing for college. Super fucking hungover for my placement thing when I took for college. So I placed super remedially. After my first semester, I went and retook all of those and placed like two to it was like two things higher in the math, like two basically like grades higher, and then like four grades higher in the English. I don't remember PowerPoint. All that stuff is bullshit in the end anyway too. Um, yeah. All right. So super always verbal autobiography, crazy. Okay. So that means that um I I having seen like what my friend went through with the hard breakup, which like she had had a boyfriend before me, although I will say having what she emotionally had to go through, uh that is a lot, enough to where it kind of almost like I like got the I don't know, it's not like your own trauma, but it's almost like you're able to be like, oh, I would not. So I very purposefully actually avoided what people will like use that term like shit where I eat kind of a thing. So like if I was out of school or like even in my fucking college classes, although I did end up meeting my longest relationship, the one I wasn't engaged to, but was with the longest. It was probably the closest to ever actually loved, although we fell out of it. Um, I met him in a college class, but college classes are different because like they end so much, and it's like very unlikely sometimes to see people, especially depending on where you're at in college. And when I was at the part of college where it would be more likely to have seen people from college in the same classes, so we're all taking like childhood music, childhood math, childhood English because I was doing the teaching thing. It was 99% females, which who are also most dope. But I was it was like dope drinking buddies, like dope karaoke people, just even doing like just great gift givers, empathetic, like funny conversationalists. Like we were down at the trenches sometimes with teaching. Like so again, I'm cis as fuck, but I love my girls. I love I'm so proud. I'm so proud of the feminine parts of me, and I I'm, I can't get a lot of that from seeing like how dope so many other women are, even though I don't want to sleep. I don't want to have like I just haven't. I mean, like it just it just isn't. I mean, we have a lot of like the other one, but all right. So it was easy for me too. Oh boy, I don't know who watches this, but I don't think that many people. But I ended up making a mistake. Uh, like post the suicide, I was wait, this wasn't that long ago. Like the like perfect time of when it would have been to do it. Um, I mean, what I thought, which is there's so many fucked up reasonings in it too, where I'm like, oh yeah, like I thought my friend's husband would be who found me. His sister had recently died, and so I was like, oh, then he'll be like, I don't know. I just felt like he would get a weird feeling, and then he wouldn't make her like. He'd be like stay there, babe. Like let me go. see, it's really quiet in here, and that like, and he would be the one. I left my front door unlocked, which I'm like, the really probably see, look, man, see, already it fucked up on the plan. What I should have done is just this is the alarm. He's like, eat dinner. I'm going to. I'm going to. I'm going to. I am seriously going to. Um, like look at nutrition plan, and then I will seriously eat dinner. I seriously am. I could have just had the door locked, and then some fucking EMTs could have. I don't know. I have see this. I was already being dramatic. I dressed up like all I ever wanted to be was a pretty corpse. No, fucking crazy. Uh, see, yeah, shit. Um, man, where was I going with all of that? Okay, yeah. So after doing that, yeah, like I said, fucking crazy. Some alarm shit thing. Yeah, fucking crazy. So after like me getting too fucked up and not being able to properly kill myself and just like barfing everywhere, which then one of the most lonely things as an adult is like having to clean up all your fucking own barf before all your friends come over. But it's like, I was, hell yeah, if they were gonna find me dead, I was gonna clean up my barf when it didn't work. Um, I have had an eating disorder for a long time, most of my life, to the point where I can regurgitate food like without doing it. Like I can just think about it and it will happen. And I also, my mom, when I was born in 91, the way that you laid babies was like on their belly. At least I don't know, in some books she read. So that's the way she would always lay me, but down. And so naturally, like very often, no matter how I fall asleep, like if it like I'll end up like on my stomach if my body can get to my stomach, because that's like it's like my natural sleep thing. It's almost like when I try and fall asleep, that's how I fall asleep. But I that if I can roll over on my stomach, I do. And um hell yeah. Hell yeah for that. Throughout that romper though. I have one that looks just like it. Um, so I was in a crazy state. No excuses though. We all make our choices, and I have still, man, that's I think going to get back to like we're figuring this out together. Um, I think I've mentioned also on past verbal autobiographies that then it was like, all right, if it's not going to be like this cinching thing, I will instead just live in a way that is unhealthy. So like, and I was a very I was a lower weight at the time, so it's like, okay, no food, like all the drugs and all the alcohol you want, no food. Um, but also with this, I was like, and let's check out the dating apps so that like maybe I could find some wild people to hang out with and basically like trade drugs, buy drugs, sell drugs, like trade drugs with. So this is like a whole bit thing. This is like one of my in my comedy like routine. This is one of my like big bits, kind of. Um, yeah, so you meet like crazy people. You're gonna meet like that. There's very good chance you're gonna meet crazy people if you do this. Um, because when I woke up, I did not wake up wanting to be alive. I woke up fucking pissed at myself. I hated myself. I had to clean up everything. So much pink vodka. I love pink. Um, classy bitch shit. Classy sad bitch shit. Sad girls can be classy. and hot. Um, so in addition to this, I was just making all sorts of mistakes, and one of the mistakes I did was make out with a coworker. Yeah. Um, One of my like all-time big life things, just never shat where I ate, and I could be so proud of that. But I ended up sleeping with a coworker, and that is where verbal autobiography is going to return after I do eyeshadow in like 1 second, just like the puzzle. Right. I hit my vape pen, which is gonna make me all over the place, but like, woo, I'm like tie my hair. Although tying my hair is gonna make me so cold, so I won't. um, Deep shit. We're like into some like more of my more recent mistakes. Like we're getting into the mistakes I made at the start of my 30s. Because you can't kick off such a like learning a lot decade without mistakes. Really, uh, um, okay, so I made out with a coworker, and they definitely, I think, liked me more, or not like I'm more of a. I had just gotten drunk and was just like, yeah, well, like, what the fuck, why not? Like, kind of a thing. I was doing a lot of that at the time, but then this was someone, like you said, like, how do I not make it awkward at functions and stuff? Because this was someone that I would see, if not daily, but like weekly, or like you know uh, several times a month. Weekly would be very fair to say. Um, so what's my whistle for? Yeah, verbal. Yeah, I'm not perfect. I've been making mistakes. um, so I was making a lot of those kind of like errors, but where this was wrong, and as you see, so seeing someone, and so like where I say we're all figuring this out kind of too. So I ended up with a very same conundrum. You have had it. I'll call you Dave, 8518. I well, it wasn't the issue for me. Wasn't awkward actually. What it was for me is I realized very quickly that he liked me as more than just that thing. And then, to be honest, I like really have liked this coworker as a friend. Like probably one of the funniest people at work, other than me. Been one of the like the chillest and stuff people, but I didn't like him romantically. Which I've said in the past, verbal autobiography thing is something sometimes has been one of my hardest things to communicate. So I didn't. I did not communicate, uh, and made things worse by repeating the same mistake, which is like, and like, so I we're still figuring things out. I still need to communicate things, I think, better. Um, it's really hard to do. I like you have to like write out a script, but that's if you have something to say. So yours is just a breakup. So it's like it's just awkwardness. It's like there's not like a it's not like I guess the initial part of even maybe her needing to break up. If I don't know who it broke up with who, if you broke up with them, maybe they're yeah like well, it's all in the communication thing, which I still don't know. I'm still figuring out this communication thing because I'm this is going to continue on because this is like the start of my 30s. um Comedy was a very impactful for me, and I started comedy at 31. um Comedy is like so I've like doing comedy now. This is my third November doing comedy. uh is unlike anything I've ever had before. It's like very much the closest thing I've ever had to like a legit community. I don't mean like because I've had family, but like a community where it's based around not blood or like a thing, but like a based around, I guess, like comedy, the art. Um and that can mean you meet like people who you really connect with. So there's like comedy where like there any comedy that don't shit where you eat thing, after a while I could tell like really depended on the people. Like it was like there was a if there was a community that legit you could like get away with this kind of thing where you would still love someone after, or like just not like worry about it, like everyone could still be cool after doing physical activities that are typically associated with romantic relationships. um but then also there was a thing too, like I accidentally got myself fucked up where like I thought I had more like blase feelings and then they were more, and that has been actually had to both communicate. We were like, yeah, like real rebuild back up a friendship. I guess only like you let's see. I'm like I'm trying to think. I'm like, because it's not like you're gonna make it awkward. Like there's like that's not all on you. If there is like an awkward thing, that's not all on you. And usually, if there's a sense of awkwardness, it means there's something that hasn't been communicated. So if there's like some kind of awkwardness in a, because actually right now, like there is like people I could like well, there was the friendship I had with a I in comedy was mostly like well matched and then made one mistake of like where I felt more than they did, and like again things been communicated, and overall it's like there's so many people out there, so many ways you can love people. um there's also like the thing too that depends on like how the breakup went, because like if they cheat on you or some shit, like you walked in on them with someone, like you get to be a little bit mad, like you could kind of make shit awkward if you want, like you get a pass. I'm shit, I gotta go quick. I am going over to my brother and sister-in-law's house to have a drink before I go out to Zoomcast Mike. Um, so man, Tave, it's Tave, and then I'm gonna get the numbers wrong, so sorry about that. Tave 8518. We're all like still trying to figure it out, and honestly, the crazy thing is, it really like it's like the awkwardness again means probably there's something that either you or her or both of you even still like want to communicate with each other, not necessarily like even getting back together, but maybe just some uh and you know what, like I'm not even like you don't have to, and honestly I'm like I like avoid it myself, so um because sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's hard. Like you have to almost like in some cases it's like I really appreciate our friendship. I really love you and these things that you bring to existence, especially in sharing like my existence. But I don't want to have like a romantic relationship with you. Um, but I would love to have like because there's other types of love and relationships that are very much equally important. Um, Friends are some of the hardest fucking things to have. It's like they like friends have to like you not because they're related to you and not because they want to fuck you, but just straight up because they like you, and that is so fucking hard sometimes. That is why I like, oh man, my friends are. I just got this. I feel like a fucking pirate that just came up on this like comedy. It was X marks the spot, and I buried it, but and I found this whole treasure chest of comics like and wonderful people and their people, and like so it's so crazy because like comics have their jokes, but they have like the people in their lives who are like there's like senses of humor, like perfect senses of humor. And so I like want to bring all our people together. Like I want my friends and family I do to meet to come out more for family things or to try to almost do more actual community things. I know that isn't everyone's cup of tea in comedy, and we're all busy, and other people have maybe other communities where they're getting socially fulfilled in that relationship way. But for those who aren't and are like me and just kind of discovered what an awesome community comedy would be, I love to share that. And then also share our people. So like bring out our parents and our, which a lot of us do, and that's always so dope. Our parents and our significant others, husbands and wives and boyfriends and girlfriends, and like kids, even for the ones that legally can, or appropriate more. That's what I mean, like more events where like it would be okay to bring kids, and like a family party, a community party, because I'm blown away by the that is why I like when you're in a big community, suicide becomes, it's not that I still struggle with depression, just don't want to even get out of bed, but mental illness is gonna have to fight a lot fucking harder now that I'm in a whole ass community with a passion. And I'm actually having the opportunity to create, when all my life the world told me I would be called creative and just never be good at any art. That's what it always felt like. People would always be like, "You're creative," and I'm like, I can't play music. I can't draw. I'm not gonna get actress. It's like I can't do shit. I guess I could write, but like school took so much joy out of that activity, and then drugs filled up so much. Although I never did stop writing, and a lot of the not well, I've done a lot more now, gotten better at things now, but when I started stand up, I already basically had a set written without realizing it, of just my random joke notes that I would always be taking, or I just write down things that I thought were funny, because especially when I was high, because I wanted to like, I didn't know for sure if it was like because I was high or because I was actually funny, so I'd always want to like go back later and look. All right, we didn't get to the book today, or maybe we won't for one, but I just loved that I had that question. If anyone else wants me to spend a whole fucking answer, like whole fucking episode, a verbal autobiography answering a question, like post below. If I got a lot, I probably wouldn't do a whole fucking episode, but Tave 8515, I like can never forget that. 8515, that's going to be my next debit card number. I don't know. It's not now, but it will be my next one. Freshwater fish or saltwater fish? Like for pets, I always get the little feeder fish because I want. Unfortunately, they don't last long. But when I was a kid, I think I got one that lasted like a little chunk of my little kid life. I had fish. They were named Winkin, Blinkin, and Joey. This is a very reminiscent episode. That'll be easy to fill in for my template. Oh, good. And I got some opinions in freshwater, saltwater. And I be all kind of, that one's easy. We all be all kinds of our own things. Daytime talk shows or late night talk shows? Late night talk shows, definitely. Yeah, that's when the comedy is. It's usually late. Although, hire me for your early event. I'm always down to be funny. I'm always down to joke. Always down to party. I am always funny. It's just I two funny bones, two humorous bones. Nah, all my goddamn bones are funny. That's what they would say about my remains. They're like, she was a funny girl. You can tell by this humorous bone. All right, one more before I go. And thank goodness it's an easy one. Play for fun or play to win? Oh, I've played to have fun. I've already won. We all have. It was a tie. We all win. We all get out. There's enough prize for everyone. Hell yeah. I don't even know. I hope I get over my own shit so that I could help more people know that we've already won. So I like to play for fun. I love to have fun. Always down to joke, always down to party. So fuck yes, I was made for fun. Fucking fun. So fucking fun. Oh my gosh. Guys, have fucking fun. Thank you for living. Thank you for loving. Have fucking fun. And existing is hard, so stay creative, cunts.